Hello YouTube, this is Not a Misfortune with Empire Strategy, bringing you a sort of strategy for duels, but, well, it's just a strategy, I guess. You can use it anywhere. It's pretty hard to pull off, and I actually don't have a name for it yet. I guess I could call it a uh, three world wonder great engineer rush. And just so you guys know, the three um, world wonders that I'm going to be going for are the Temple of Artemis, the pyramids, and the Stonehenge. And the reason why you're getting those three is because, well, actually, they're pretty much the only Great Engineer giving point um, world wonders, but also the Stonehenge gives you a bonus to religion, which you can use to get the pantheons you want. The Temple of Artemis gives you a strong bonus to um, archer ranged unit production, which is a very, very nice bonus, especially when you're defending against a rush that will probably come when your opponent sees that you're doing wonders. And the Great Pyramid is just all my favorite early game World Wonder, and the fact that it gives a great engineer point is even stronger for the strategy. It allows your workers, first of all, it gives you two free workers, which is great all by itself. And when you have been producing World Wonders for that long, you most likely won't have anything else. And second of all, increases the speed of um, your improvements. So here I have started as Egypt. The reason why I picked Egypt for this, because obviously Egypt gives 20% bonus to World Wonder production in the classical or pre-medieval era, and I don't remember for sure, but it definitely covers the three that we're going to be building here. And I'm deciding to get the pottery to quickly pump out a shrine so that I could quickly adopt the policy that allows me to get 15% bonus to World Wonder production. And also I'm building a scout so that I can make sure that there's no surprise coming. If my opponent is really close to me, I would probably just drop this strategy and continue with a um, what is it called? The the name of it escapes me, but it's the other building that pottery unlocks, not the shrine. Anyway, hangar or something like that. I forget what it's called. It's total brain fart. And I would develop my city and go through the Liberty tree instead of the tradition tree, where I would pick up. In the tradition tree, I would pick up the obviously the World Wonder increase production. Continuing to expand, finding the ruins, which are kind of pretty late actually. I would have expected to find a ruin a bit earlier. So the first ruin I believe gives me, I don't remember, but I'm building a monument so that I could get a bonus to my culture increase. Yeah, see, this one increased my population. The monument will increase my social policy speed so that I could get that uh, World Wonder production increase. And right after this, I'm going to start building a shrine. I'm still on default production. I should have really switched it to grow production, but the fact that I've discovered a rune which gave me a free one population have kind of compensated for that. That was very bad. I don't know what's going on today. It's really weird. And keep in mind that this is a game against a real human, so you can never tell what he's going to be doing. So I have discovered archery. I've been going for that to obviously get the Temple of Artemis, which I should be building right after this shrine. Don't cancel a shrine though, because you do need that uh, pantheon, and you can't really get religious points without that shrine. You can get it from uh, city-states, but as you can see, there are no city-states around me, so I'm kind of isolated here, even from my opponent, which adds to the strategy. The mountains over there on the right, they are going to prove a nice blockade for my opponent, and it's going to be a benefit to the strategy. And every time you're sort of isolated, it adds to the probability that you should go tradition instead of liberty. Liberty is a great choice for any game, and tradition is sort of like a long stretch strategy which you should be employing only in certain situations. So I guess you could call liberty a meta or something if you really want to give it those kind of terms. Tradition is very hard because it usually kicks in at mid-game around 100 turns, and it's pretty hard to live until then. But I believe this is a great strategy to be employing tradition with, because once again, you're going to be getting that great engineer, and by the time that your opponent hits, you should be able to get a few archers, and that great engineer will be able to allow you to finish the Great Wall of China, which will hinder your opponent's attack. And I believe that I certainly don't know about professional play because I'm certainly not a professional, but this strategy has worked for me this game, and I think it would work other games. And especially, I believe that in a duel it works better because your opponents are less likely to get all the world wonders that you're getting, because when you have 5 opponents, that's 5 times the likelihood that they will get the pyramids or the Temple of Artemis. But right now it's only basically you against your opponent. And I have an even greater chance of getting it even if I wait a little bit, like I did with getting a shrine. I didn't get the Temple of Artemis right away. I have a great chance of getting it because I'm Egypt. So whenever you're Egypt, I think you should go for a tradition-based play around a shrine where you get some world wonders, maybe even a great library. The great library is not a very good, um, world wonder in my opinion. Here I'm just checking the demographics. I see that I'm second in soldiers, but I'm not that far behind. And I'm first in manufactured goods, despite me not really going for anything cheap. I was talking about something, and I forgot. Oh yeah, the Great Library. So the reason why I don't think it's a good world wonder is because you get a free technology for it, and you get a free library. The free library is probably twice as good as the free technology. The free technology is good at later stages. In the early game, you're not really going to be utilizing it. What people usually get when they rush for the Great Library is philosophy. And philosophy isn't really something, despite me going for religion, it's not really something I would want right now, even though Egypt gets that special building when it gets philosophy. But again, we're going for a different kind of play. You see me getting the first pantheon here, which is the Temple of the Gods, I believe. Or yeah, it basically allows you plus 15% to production of ancient and some other world wonders. But all we're concerned here is the Temple of Artemis, Stonehenge, and the Great Pyramids. Now, I was really worried about all 3 of these. I thought my opponent was going to go for at least the pyramids and the Temple of Artemis, but he hasn't. And I was pretty happy about that. But as we can see, his strategy was a bit different, so I don't think he was even attempting to build them. So it's not like I completely outproduced him. Also, you saw me losing that warrior up there, and I've been getting surrounded by these barbarians every time I play, and the barbarians aren't even set to raging, so I'm really surprised how tough these barbarians are. They just surround you, making it impossible to rush for a worker or anything like that. Here I was attempting to grab that ruin, but for some reason my opponent just turned around. I don't know why. And a barbarian went in the spot, so a bit unlucky there. But I'm just gonna wait it out. Let the barbarian leave. 3 more turns on the Temple of Artemis. I believe I already switched my focus to production. Sarda was talking about world wonders. So, and also, the first few days I was playing online, and I've noticed that people have been churning off the wonders of the ancient world. And I'm a bit surprised. Why would you do that? That adds such a nice dynamic to the early game. I mean, people don't go for that anyway. At least from what I've seen professionals do, don't, or the top tier player or whatever, don't really go for those early wonders. They get just wonders that are very specific to their build. And obviously this build requires those 3 world wonders. That's why I'm going for them. So I believe at this point I have the social policy that gives me the 15% increase on world wonders, the Pantheon that allows 15% world wonders, and obviously the 20% from the Egyptian bonus. Here I'm switching to production once again, and I'm beginning my work on the Stonehenge. My opponent also has placed Athens, his first city. Well, I mean his second city, but his first city that he built. So obviously he wasn't trying to get any kind of rushed world wonder. And this should actually give me some sort of a hint that he is probably not going tradition and probably not going to turtle, even though his spot, as we see here, is behind mountains. It's pretty easy to defend. My mountains are a bit different because they're kind of farther away from me. So once he passes them, if he was to attack right now, those mountains wouldn't really hinder him. So if he was to pass those mountains, he would be in a great position to attack me. But his mountains on his side of the map are really nice because they help protect right there, and my units won't really get a nice concave around his city. Also, he's built a citadel there. Now, I don't know why. I really don't want to call it a noobish thing he did there. But first of all, I don't even understand how he got the Great General to get the citadel. That's actually a pretty interesting. How did he get that Great General? That's a very early Great General. Now that I think about it. It's only turned 30. You can't get a Great General from barbarians. He hasn't been attacking me. So unless he has been attacking the city-state. Oh, duh. I'm so stupid from honor, obviously. So that should have told me that he went honor. But if he went honor, that automatically means he's going to be putting some sort of aggression. I should have noticed that when I was playing, and that was kind of a newbie move. But I noticed that anyway later for a different thing. The reason why I don't understand why he built a citadel, especially in this case, is if he's going to be putting on aggression, why is he wasting his great general? Maybe it was a mistake, but still, I mean, that is a pretty big blow to your strategy. So if you do that on purpose, that's a completely wrong move. Let me remind you, if you guys should know, but the Great General gives a bonus to strength when it's adjacent to your units. So now that I thought about it quite heavily, and taking into account what happens later in the game, it's pretty strange that he got the Citadel. Especially there. That's by his capital, and he got Athens. It's very strange. Very strange. And a very bad move, in my opinion. He might be watching this video later, and I'm sorry, but that was a pretty weird move. So I'm just trying to get that Stonehenge finally. I think I switched my production to focus, sorry, to gold because my strategy here was to get a settler because obviously I was going to be behind on production and he already has a second city. And I'm just trying to save up for that settler. Still getting surrounded by those barbarians, and here I'm just trying to find a worker that I could steal with my scout. If you guys don't know, you could get a free scout from a city-state. Just move your unit onto a worker from a city-state, and then make peace with the city-state. It's pretty easy, and it doesn't really detriment from your relations. The relationship will go down with that city-state, but it should recover later, especially if you help the city-state by defeating barbarians. Here I'm continuing to get surrounded by barbarians. The barbarians are so stupid though, so it's just an inconvenience. It's nothing threatening, it's just an inconvenience. Which is a really nice layer. I heard that some players, here I lose my scout by the way, and I have no units at this point, which is very bad. If he was to rush me with, say, archers, I would have probably lost. But I'm in a good position, I'm behind a river. Anyway, the computer is pretty bad in this game, and I hope they could improve that, especially in Brave New World. Maybe they will. Maybe they won't. Multiplayer is pretty good. No, just like in any strategy. Well, most strategies. What was I saying? I think I was talking about something else. And then I started talking about me not having units. Anyhow, here I finally get the Stonehenge. And honestly, at this point, it's not really about the religion. It's about the engineer point. As you can see, we're about, what is it, 1/5 way to a great engineer. And here I actually decided to purchase a, a worker and a archer instead of a settler, and begin building a settler because I wanted to first of all have a unit which was able to defend my settler once it comes out from those barbarians, and second of all, since I wasn't able to get a worker from any city-state, which by the way there weren't a lot around me, just like ruins. I was in a pretty crappy place actually. Those 3 desert tiles were very annoying in the beginning of the game. I considered moving away, but there was just nothing better around, no hill or anything. Anyhow, I bought a worker so I can start improving those tiles, but I made a mistake. I should have moved to the other silver first because I would have been able to get there in one turn. Instead, I crossed the river as one turn and climbed the hill in one turn, so that kind of wasted my time, but regardless. And also I would have been able to go back to the stone in one turn after that, because I needed the stone after that first luxury resource. So I'm just returning the favor to the barbarians and getting my first luxury resource there. And my scout is 4 turns away. I switched my production to complete hammer because when you are making a settler, you can neither gain nor lose population, which is pretty nice. In my opinion, it doesn't make sense though. You shouldn't be able to gain, but you should be able to lose. Because I mean, you can't feed more, but you can't feed less. I got confused saying that. Anyway, I'm working on construction, so I get eventually composite crossbows. And I actually got bronze working there in the past, and I don't know why I got that, but now that I look back in this game, it's actually pretty lucky that I got that. So just as a reminder, the order of research that you should be kind of going for is pottery to get that shrine, then you should get archery to start on the Temple of Artemis, to rush it, And then you should probably get either calendar or masonry. Probably calendar, though. Although you're going to have a shrine anyway. So from there on, it doesn't really matter. Just make sure to defend yourself and work towards, oh god, I think it is construction. Anyway, the tech that has the Great Wall of China so that you can protect yourself. And I don't know if I talked about it this yet, but obviously I think this strategy has a really good promise, unless you're getting rushed really early with, say, Attila, and it would be very hard to defend against his battering rams. Skipping a bit farther ahead, I am making my way onto the other side of the map, starting to push with city, making a road up there. My army is pulled up, and I see that my opponent has now AI opponent has gotten, oh my goodness, terrible in English, got a city by that. It's a wonderful position defensively, and I shouldn't have attacked it in the first place. And I attack it, and I actually suffer some very big losses. I lose, I believe, like 2 composite archers, and I think both of my, oh no, 2 of my spearmen, which is very bad. The city is just in a great position right now. I catch his horsemen in a nice position to take him out with 2 of my spearmen. And yeah, just continue to improve my tiles, and just going to be pushing from now on. I apologize, I got interrupted there for a second and had to finish that sentence quickly. But I was talking about the how you have to be careful whether when you do the strategy of early pushes, say from Attila, of the Hunnic Empire, I believe, because of those battering rams and other militaristic civilizations such as China, Greece, and well, Greece is okay, but not the best, and the Mongols could be good, pretty good as well. So here I'm just trying to fight off those barbarians, and probably going to take as the second city the spot where the river meets the sea. Just have to be careful with my settler not to forfeit him. And I have just completed, obviously, the settler. I'm going for the pyramids now. Just rearranging some of my uh, farming tiles, or focus tiles, however you want to call them. And getting that stone as well. So this map is pretty good for this sort of strategy and going tradition in general. When you go tradition, you usually, like I said, won't be as good as your opponent until about turn 100. And if you're separated by such thing as 2 mountain ranges in this case, or by even 1 mountain range, or just basically very far apart, you're not going to be able to protect yourself until that turn. And here it's obviously a benefit, especially with these 3 world wonders. It's going to be, you should be able to defend yourself in time. Here I'm deciding to go for engineering to have the opportunity to build that Greater Wall of China that I was talking about. There's only 7 turns left on those pyramids. At this point, I'm pretty sure I'm going to get them. Although anything is possible. He could have been going for the Great Pyramids. Gonna finally take out that barbarian with the archer. Checking the demographics here, I could see that he has quite a bit of more soldiers than I do. So that is starting to worry me. But I can see that with two cities, even with him having his city for a while, I have more land. So that means he doesn't want to really expand. And manufacture goods, I'm second, obviously, because I've been producing world wonders all this time. So obviously I'm really cutting it close. He has 30,000 units. I only have 5,000. That's six more, oh well, 6 times as much as I have. So right after this pyramid, I have to basically start on my defense. And I'm actually going to be going for monarchy, getting that panic reduction or anger reduction. Still being surrounded by barbarians, it's quite annoying. Finally got that stone. Still on production focus. Pyramids are 5 turns away. And I'm also pretty close to getting that first profit, and I'm probably going to be the first to find a religion. Although I don't think I picked very good um, religious traits when I got my profit, but that comes later. Skipping ahead 4 turns, I'm about to finish my Great Pyramids. Still taking care of those barbarians, and my archer was able to take the ones on the right, but not the ones on the left yet. So I finished my pyramids, get my free 2 workers, which is great. Gonna begin on that road leading up to Memphis, so I can get a nice trade route going. And switch my production focus to growth, just in case. And I see that Greece, my opponent, has decided to actually attack me. And I see that he has knights, and that is actually very surprising. I was not expecting knights this early, but that means that the game is going to be over pretty soon, regardless. Because if he manages to have a successful attack, he will probably wipe me out. And if I manage to defend, he will be so far behind in his uh, um, I guess, God, the word escapes me. I don't know what's happening today. These words are just out of my head. His development, there we go. His development would be so slow that he won't be able to catch up. He will have knights to defend, but eventually I will be able to surpass him scientifically, and he won't be able to do anything. So rushing to knights is sort of a gamble, in my opinion. Because defending is always easier. It's always easier. Especially when you have a setup that I have. I'm across a river, I have 2 hills overlooking a massive plain with forests in them, and I am up in production. Even though I don't have any units right now. I have 0 units right now. This is practically the worst situation to be in. Trying to hide my workers. I see he has his special mountain unit for Greece. I know what they're called in. I think they're called Gaidars, or something like that. Anyway, he is making some weird choices. He's attacking across the river. He's only attacking with 2 units, and also later he's going to switch targets and attack my other city. It's very strange what he does here. Very, very much tactical errors. And he has a bigger army, so he hasn't pulled it up yet. Just deciding to attack me with the few units that he has now. And it's playing, and that mountain barrier is playing its part right now. So I've decided to start pumping out spearmen. Obviously, spearmen are the best counter to mountain units, and I'm trying to get some archers in my other city. Uh, the great prophet I was talking about is born. Can finally start a religion, and yeah, see, here we go. He starts attacking the other city. I don't know why. So I think I picked Shinto. No, Tengrism. And I pick happiness. Happiness came in handy a bit later, and I believe the church property wasn't a very good choice. I should have picked something else like 100, one time 100 gold when a city converts to my religion. That would have probably been better, or even a production bonus would have been better. Oh, I did pick that. Interesting. So I didn't pick the happiness increase. That's interesting. Then in that case, I should have traded off that gold bonus for happiness. But in either case, I kind of needed that gold. I think I was thinking this game was going to be over anyway. Happiness wasn't going to be playing a huge role here. It's all going to be decided in the next couple of turns. My spearman is done. I put him in a sort of really good situation across the river from one horseman and in a forest protected from the other one. And he's actually, again, he's making very bad mistakes. Um, or I guess good mistakes for me. He's in the middle of two cities. He's been getting bombarded by both cities by all of my units. Well, one of my units because I only have one, and also he's getting attacked by barbarians. So this is all sorts of bad for him. But in either case, I don't think he would have had enough units if he hasn't rushed for horsemen to take me down, and I think if he attacked later, I would be more prepared for it. I probably would not have spearmen because once again, I was surprised he had so many horsemen, knights, and his special units. That was very surprising. And I would have probably had bowmen, quite a bit of bowmen, and I would have been able to defend like that. Like I said, this is a pretty good spot for me. I'm across a river, and I have hills, and he still hasn't started taking out my improvements. The knight was a very hard unit to take out. Well, that's understandable because he's like so far ahead on that part of the tech tree than me. Gotta heal my... Oh, I actually got a promotion, and I think I'm going to choose the heal instantly and attack my opponent. I shouldn't have done that actually. I shouldn't have waited one more turn. I was going to do that anyway and not attack across the river. It's a pretty bad choice there. But that's fine. He continues to attack my city, although doing a good job falling back with his mountain units. Mounted. If you guys are thinking I'm saying mountain, that's what I'm thinking too when I say it every time. Anyhow, I'm continuing to bombard my barbarian buddies, and at this point I really feel safe building that road. And at this point I'm pretty sure I won already. Even though I'm still down on units, he could have had a really strong punch if he just waited. But then again, I think I would have been ready for it. I'm 3 turns away from engineering, and my engineer is going to come around that time as well. Plus I have 208 in the bank. I can use that to buy a unit a bit later. And after this, I think I decided to go for Silva Service to get the pikeman, since I see that he has an overwhelming amount of mounted units. And now we will witness the end of Greek Knight. Just bombard 1, bombard 2. Oh, actually not this turn, I guess, but yeah, so I got my great engineer. I'm gonna put him on sleep for 2 turns and wait until I can build that Great Wall of China, which will be the final blow, I believe, because his units will not be able to advance very efficiently. Decide to get stoneworks before I get the Great Wall of China. Or before I get anything else, I guess. Take out that knight. And continue my road, continue with improvements. Gotta fix that silver mine. And yeah, from here on out, it's basically, I'm fairly sure that I've won. So that's why I'm building stoneworks in one city and kind of expanding at this point. I haven't lost a single unit to his attack, by the way. Oh yeah, and I decide to take out that barbarian encampment, so I'm not bothered by that anymore. It was quite annoying, actually. And by the way, I did not have the best start. If you're thinking this was like a miracle start, it might have been in some respects, but once again, the strategy was tailored for this map, basically. It goes back to saying your first unit, your first production thing you should do in your capital is a scout, so that you're sure that your strategy, even if you made a strategy before starting, you should be sure that it will work. But this map was not the best. Like, he has a better defensive position. Although now with his poor attack, I've really been able to compensate for everything I've lost during those early turns when I was building my World Wonders. Gonna finish that barbarian encampment. Continue to build that road. Got that silver mine fixed. And this is what really is very interesting. He is he's asking me for silver for a peace treaty. And I'm like, you're just like the AI. Why would I give you anything? I'm in a great spot here. Your attack failed. Even though in the demographics you're still up 30,000 to about 10,000, I think. I think I'm going to check that in a second. Um, I'm in a great defensive position. If you hit me with anything else, I should be able to compensate. I have another archer on the way. I have enough money, I think, to buy another archer. I can get spearmen against your horsemen, which is probably the only thing you have. I doubt you have composite bowmen. Yeah, so I think you're pretty much done. And what he says next kind of worried me at first, but there's no way he could have had anything that was able to deliver a huge punch in this situation. He says you have no idea what's coming. Well, I don't have an idea. Well, I have an idea. I'm positive it's some sort of horseman attack. It might have some archers. I don't know what he has. So here's the demographics. He has 33,000 to my 18,000. Actually, I had way more than I thought. So I am actually in a way better situation than I previously said. So I'm maximum down like 2 units. Continuing to take out those barbarians. Quite annoying. I'm still having troubles doing that. Gonna finish that road. Actually, I'm not gonna finish that road. That's a mistake I made. I did not finish my road. I don't know what's up with these workers. They stop doing what they were told. Even if the enemy is like 5 squares away, it's kind of annoying. Actually, at this point, yeah. So I got my Great Wall of China, and at this point, I can do anything I want because his attack failed. I get a wheel. Oh God, watermill, I believe it's called. To increase my production. My production is already high. You saw that. It was 1 turn for that watermill. It's crazy, the production. And after that, I can get any world wonder I really want. It's without really any detriments. Because I'm so far ahead at this point. If he was developing his cities, this would have shaped up to be a really, really interesting game. Because we would have both developed our cities. He probably would have been able to steal at least one of those world wonders from me, even though even if we were going for unless we were going for the same ones, I guess, at the same time, because I do have higher production than him. Also, see he has some couple more horsemen over there. Um, Horsemen are great against archers, but as you can see, I really haven't made a lot of archers. I've just started. He's trying to make a peace treaty again, but I'm like, no. In a duel, I was really supposed to declare war on him right away, like right from the get-go, but I didn't. I don't know why I didn't. I finally finished. Also, another great point, I forgot this. The final tech that I just got, I mean, not the tech, the social policy, gives you a bonus to garrison units. That is monster. Like, so you're behind, and then you finally get all these bonuses like the Great Wall of China, a great production, religion, all these bonuses you get. You can catch up to him, and you have a garrison bonus against his attack. So if he rushes you, you're in a great situation. So the only way I believe to counter this in reality is to develop your own infrastructure. So I see he has catapults, and really one catapult is not going to do much. I bought that composite bowman, by the way, and right now my defense is in a great position. I have 3 composite bowmen, 1 uh, spearman. I've not lost anything. It's just wonderful. Actually, I have 2 spearmen. Great. So I'm in an absolutely wonderful situation right now. Skipping ahead just a little bit, I was able to get a nice position for my archers, one in a forest, another one on a hill, making it really hard for him to advance. I've positioned a spearman in the center so that he can't really rush with his mounted units, and I'm beginning to take out his whatchamacallit. Oh my goodness. It's been such a fail today. His catapult. I see he has chariot archers as well. Not a bad unit. That was actually a good choice to get, but he used it very poorly. He must have had another move on that chariot archer. I don't know why he didn't take it back. So my basic target right now is basically that catapult. If I take out that catapult, I'm good, and I do. Very good. His positioning again was very bad, but then again, this whole choke point is really beneficial to me. Even starting to bombard that chariot archer. And basically at this point I'm starting my advance. And here is the sort of downfall of this game, or the kind of the anticlimax. He's continuing to attack, but honestly he's attacking my spearmen and with his mounted units. And even then, it's a really bad idea to do that, obviously. Like, it's a pretty obvious counter. So I take out 1. Oh, I didn't finish him. That's sad. But I do manage to take out his horseman, and all he has left is a chariot archer, and I don't think that's enough for to take out my spearman. Decide to pull up my second spearman. And at this point he should really retreat and start improving his stuff. Trying to catch up to me now. Also, I'm getting drama and poetry to get that national epic, which gives me another 25% to great person generation. I'm also getting the great library again because I can. I really don't have anything else. And here is the thing that I was talking about. You saw his my opponent's name just changed to Alexander, and that means that he has quit the game. And that is pretty sad. So I'm left against an opponent. An AI opponent. And yeah, Well, I guess he did lose, but I mean, finish the game at least. You're not done yet. I think if you were to get some archers right now where you're at, you would have been very well off. Continuing to get some improvements. But now, since it's AI, it's going to be even easier for me to finish. And the reason why I finished this game is because this was for Civ duels, and I didn't want to just end it there. It was only what? I'm at 48 minutes, and he quit. Well, I guess it's okay for a duel, but still, I just wanted to finish this, get an actual victory online, get an achievement for it. Because if you just quit now, obviously you don't win. Which kind of sucks. I wish they would have made it so that if you leave, the AI doesn't take over, because the AI makes some weird decisions. Again, I was playing the other day as the Mongols. I was attacking on one side, and I had a huge army, and this AI just out of the blue comes out of nowhere. He doesn't have that many units, attacks me, and I'm forced to leave some of my units behind, and it was just annoying, and the AI suffered because of it, and obviously it wasn't very good. So here, as we can see, picking the grade library is not very good even at this stage. I decided to get, I don't remember, yeah, drama. I got drama. I don't know why. I should have just gotten philosophy, because I was already working on drama, and decided to switch to that national epic to get even more great people. And I'm basically starting my attack. Skipping a bit farther ahead, I am making my way onto the other side of the map, starting to push with city, making a road up there. My army is pulled up, and I see that my opponent has now AI opponent has gotten, oh my goodness, terrible in English, got a city by that. It's a wonderful position defensively, and I shouldn't have attacked it in the first place. And I attack it, and I actually suffer some very big losses. I lose, I believe, like 2 composite archers, and I think both of my, oh no, 2 of my spearmen, which is very bad. The city is just in a great position right now. Catch his horsemen in a nice position to take him out with 2 of my spearmen. And yeah, just continue to improve my tiles, and just going to be pushing from now on. Skipping it even farther ahead, I decided to switch my targets, and I'm now going to be attacking Athens, I believe. Hang on, what's the name of that city? Anyway, that middle city, because that mountain city is just way too tough to attack. It's very well defendable, and I don't need it anyway. All I needed is, yeah, Athens, I was right. What's the capital called for the Greeks? I thought Athens was the capital of Greece. I mean, used to be the capital. Hmm. Oh, it probably is, but since my opponent renamed, wonderfully, might I add, renamed that city into, I think you can see it right now. Anyway, the game has renamed another city Athens. So I'm just attacking it. As you can see, my base, I mean, well, my base, I guess you can say, my starting location is pretty much improved. Those pyramids are playing a very vital toll, and at this point, I was gonna originally wait for those crossbowmen to attack, but honestly, that middle city, Athens, is very easy to take right now, even without those. Now, I will need them for his capital, but because obviously he's surrounded by mountains, and I talked about that earlier, how it's a very nice defensive position, and actually now is the only time when that citadel is going to be actually important. And also, not that it would change much if he had that general with his attack, or the kind of attack that he did. His attack failed miserably. Yeah, the Great General would not have been able to help that. What he should have done is waited and did a just the one attack and attacked one city. If he was so determined on attacking, I wouldn't have attacked me in the first place because I was in a great position. So I'm just pulling up my archers, and he has pretty much nothing here. My position for my units is not that great, but it's decent. I have so many archers up there. I've lost my spearmen from the attack on Sparta, but oh look, Sparta, very fitting of the movie 300. Look at that narrow land bridge over there. They are able to fight off every Egyptian that comes across. That's pretty cool. So Sparta is untakeable this game. So well, not skipping, going forward one turn. I'm gonna barrage Athens, and I think I can take it out in one. No, probably not in one turn, but next turn for sure I will be able to take it out. Its defense is only 13, and I can even attack with my archer. I mean my spearman, and it doesn't take too much health away from him. I got my first chariot archer finally. Just wanted to see what it is. Basically, not that I needed it. And often Athens will fall shortly. Healing that archer. Always want to save your units. And yeah, Athens will fall this turn. I can get a policy. I think at this point I'm in honor. I decided to go with honor because obviously this game is over. All I needed to do is to take my opponent over. Even the AI, which is I believe on Emperor, maybe Immortal, I'm not sure, yeah, so I'm taking Discipline first. Don't really need a general at this point. Giving myself a nice bonus. And just scouting ahead. And really going to be tough to siege his capital. All those hills over there and those mountains are going to be very, very tough. So I'm actually what you're going to be seeing me do here, or saw me do in the game. I was starting to get some more horsemen and knights. Especially, well, yeah, getting some more horsemen. Gotta heal my units. I believe I already got my second improvement to my religion too. At this point I'm really running out of things to build. Nice thing about this strategy is that you will probably be able to build anything very fast. Well, actually that's not necessarily true, but still. You're going to be ahead if your opponent doesn't do anything fitting to counter this strategy. That's when that early scout comes in. If he had that scout, he might have been able to see what I was doing. And a rush was still possible. That rush was just not even a rush. That was just like throwing units at me and not doing much. So I just want to improve my economy, so I'm constructing a lot of trade posts. Continuing to build some military units. Here I skipped a bit farther, very close to the end of the game, so that I was not boring you, because if you really want to watch this game, you can watch the actual duels episode, or yeah. So here, what I decided to do, since I had three great generals, I decided to basically take his citadel over, make it mine, and just slowly take him over from there. And I still had one general left over. It was really nice. And my horsemen, my knights, were playing a very, very good role here. They were destroying his improvements and regaining health, which was very, very nice. I was very surprised about that, how well they worked. Because when you think about mounted units, you don't really expect them to be good siege units. I mean, they're really good at attacking, but they're not technically siege units. You know, just like archers are not really siege units. They're great at attacking, but they're not siege units. Siege units are basically melee swordsmen, at least how I think about it. So I'm just pulling everybody up, and in a turn or two, the city will fall. So just at the end of this video, I just wanted to go over this once again. The basic strategy behind, well, I mean, the basic idea behind the strategy is to get the three world wonders, the three ancient world wonders, which allow you to quickly get a great engineer. Those three world wonders are Stonehenge, which also allows you to get the social policies you need later in the game, which is a huge bonus. The second one is the Temple of Artemis, which allows you higher production rate on your ranged units, which will allow you to catch up faster and defend yourself better, as well as I believe it improves your food income in a city. So that is a very good bonus as well. I think more people should be getting that wonder. It's not great, it's not better than the pyramids, but it's a really good wonder defensively, especially if you're going tradition. And the final one is the Great Pyramids, which allow you to catch up even further. It gives you 2 free workers. So you basically catch up there, you don't need to build them. And obviously you can't because you've been building World Wonders all this time. And yeah, so you get those two, and you also get improved speed at improvements. So you're able to construct those roads and really turn defense into offense later. And also, what you will want to be getting from social policies, you will want to go into tradition, obviously, to grow your cities, because most likely you're going to be low on cities anyhow, because you won't be able to get settlers. It's as simple as that. Also, save your money, because you will need to buy units, most likely. Save your money until you're done with the World Wonders, basically. Until you're sure your opponent will not be attacking you. So from the social policies, you will want to be getting the World Wonder improvement, and you will want to rush your science to pottery, get that first shrine, get the 6 points you need to get the first Pantheon. For first Pantheon, get oh god, it escapes me the name, but the one that gives you 15% improvement speed, I mean 15% higher World Wonder build rate, and your World Wonders will build even faster. Once you're done with that, I would suggest, if you are Egypt, well actually Egypt doesn't really have that. After that, you just need to play off your opponent. So off my opponent, I played here, he attacked me, he failed, I counterattacked. If he was going defensively, I probably would have continued to commercialism, and then maybe rationalism, maybe got some science thing. He wouldn't be able to attack me after I got my army up and the Great Wall of China for quite some time. I would expand. Let's see, what would I have done if he was turtle? I would have probably attacked him actually as well. There's no reason why you shouldn't attack him while you still have the bonus. Yeah, so basically just play off your opponent. Don't do anything stupid like, I'm very sorry, I hope I'm not hurting my opponent here, but what he did was kind of very stupid and noobish, and I hope if he's watching this, this has sort of helped him to get better in Civilization 5. Just as I hope this has helped you get better. I really want you guys to try this out and tell me how it works in your own games, because as different kind of empires, because as Egypt it certainly works way better than other ones. And also, I don't know about doing exactly the same thing as other civilizations. So for example, I don't know about getting the shrine for 15% improvement. I think it's pretty useless. It's not that big of a deal. I would get the +1 production from cities that have 3+ population. So yeah, that is basically all she wrote for this strategy. I hope this helped. I'm not the best player by far, not even like the most mediocre, I guess, player even.
The world has
Um,
been convulsed by war.
but I hope this helped.
Many great and
The
powerful
AI is stupid. I
civilizations
don't know
have
why he took
fallen.